Hello.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Another Sunday. Come around quick.
Knackered though.
It's been a long one.
Yesterday, recorded, edited, uploaded 10 videos.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I broke the record of how many videos I can do in one day.
10. That's. I don't think I've even managed 5 a day.
I know.
So that's crazy. A few things I want to just say. Well done, England, for just about getting through. What a. We were lucky. Let's just put it that way. And obviously to Lewis Hamilton as well, who's just won the Silverstone Grand Prix as well. So I thought I'd just give a little bit of shout out to that because I know people have been watching the football and F1. So 2 English victories, I think, is worth sort of mentioning.
Says me who hasn't watched any of them.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I thought I'd just mention it. That's what's been happening, really. So yeah.
Well, Partworks then. So I never subscribed or asked for updates, but I've heard the Dalek is going to happen at the end of the year.
Yeah. We touched on it last week. It's all basically confirming what we already spoke about last week. But everyone that signed up got the email. It's a generic email. Everybody got it, just saying, keep your eye out at the end of the year. Basically, it's going to fall, which we already knew anyway. It's going to be either just before Christmas or just after. The problem is that if it comes out in the newsagents, it comes out on a Wednesday, and the only Wednesday after Christmas is actually Christmas Day. But they have released models on Boxing Day before.
Right.
They have released models on the 26th of December. So I've got a funny feeling that one may be the 26th of December release. It may be before, but they always release one just after Christmas, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's funny that everyone got that email about the Dalek, but I haven't seen any emails about the Interceptor.
I think it's definitely been confirmed in the US, but I don't know about the UK.
Yeah. It's just I haven't seen anyone say that they received an email about that. The Dalek definitely, but the Interceptor I haven't seen anything about. So I was a bit surprised by that, but I got a funny feeling that one's probably going to be before the Dalek, because they normally release some in September, October time, so that may be that one. But then again, it depends on how they've worded it the end of 2024. I mean, that could be any time really from October onwards. So
yeah, just well, they have got quite a few. I mean, I don't think it'll happen before the Titanic finishes. I think the Titanic will finish, and then that will be a new release. Because that's finished. The Titanic's due to finish. Obviously, the Doll's House finished a while ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Obviously, we'll know further nearer the time because of it appearing on the newsagent system. So
I just hope it's not going to be like the Tumblr for people.
Looking at the parts that we got in the first 4 issues, it looks like it's going to be. We're going to have a lot of little parts, but they're going to be big. Also, you've got to think this is more like the R2D2.
Yeah.
In that it's got a lot of inner workings. I mean, there's going to be loads of servos in there and motors and everything like that. So in terms of build, I reckon it's going to be very similar to the R2D2, a metal structure with like the motors and stuff inside that. And then the outer panels will just be sort of bolted on as we go along. So my understanding is it's going to be very much like the R2. So, it'll have more parts, I would imagine. and we'll have more to do each issue. I've not like the Tumblr. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. What can you say?
Yeah. The Tumblr is just it's in its own little world. That one, I think I've never seen a build like it, especially a car build.
Well, yeah, I'm glad. Well, I'm not a big Batman fan anyway, so yeah, I'm glad I didn't touch on that one because I think I'd be getting extremely frustrated on that one.
Yeah. I know at the end of the day, it's going to look really good. It's going to be awesome. But if you like a lot of parts and you want to be building stuff, it's not a build for you because you just don't get enough. I know subscribers get 6 issues, and the last couple of ones that they've done, I think some of them have said they took them less than 5 minutes to build the whole lot. So
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I had the RoboCop delivered on Friday, and we had 4 issues in that, and that's all we built.
You can kind of understand it with a figure build, though.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's a little bit different because it's not like a normal car build. It's more like in terms of parts, it's more like a figure build.
Yeah,
because you just don't get enough.
So, okay, right. Well, I've got a couple of bits I'm going to bring up.
Yeah,
that's happened. First thing is you, Kev. Actually, I thought I'd bring this up and then I'll put the link in the chat. So,
right, go on.
So there is a Facebook group for the Star Trek ship collection.
Yep.
Out there. Kev, your group.
Yeah. It's just like all the other groups that we've got. With all the new builds coming out and that, I always do a group for all the builds. So it's worth just watching out because I post them all over the place. But I've had this one set up since we first found out about it, which was last year.
Yeah.
But as we get nearer, obviously more people are joining. So
yeah. So there is a Facebook group for the Star Trek collection.
Yes.
Okay, so the next one we go over is to Partwork upgrades. And we have the mains adapter for the camper van.
Yep, I saw that. I had the email about that this week.
Yeah. Massive smile on my face for that one because I finished mine yesterday. The final video went out about 5 o'clock today.
I saw your yesterday's one where you were finishing off the roof rack.
Yeah. Well, I did 8 camper van videos yesterday and then 2 of the normal schedule videos yesterday. That's why it ended up being 10 videos in one day.
Oh, right, okay.
So, but the camper van videos, they weren't that long or they weren't that involved really. To finish
as you get towards the end of these builds, they tend to slow down a little bit, don't they?
Well, some builds they do, some builds they don't. If you remember the doll's house, that didn't slow down towards the end. That just was like,
the same all the way through, yeah.
Bismarck as well. That was a bit quite, a lot to do at the end. Campervan was nice and smooth towards the end. It was nice, quite easy to do. But yeah, doing 10 videos where you're doing 10 separate things, uploading them, editing them, it's a lot. So
yeah.
So there is Ian's mains adapter for the campervan. Now, this next one might interest you, Kev. This is another one from Ian at Partwork Upgrades. Is the Nissan Skyline blueprint.
Yeah, lovely. That will go really nice with the Skyline. All those blueprints are absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
We now have a Skyline blueprint.
Nice.
But that is going in, the link is going in the chat for that. And something else that cropped up during the week was this from Modz, which is the Knight Rider kit 1/8 scale kit voice mod.
Yeah, I did see that. I was a little bit impressed with that because it basically talks to you like an Alexa, and you can ask it questions and it talks back to you in his voice and everything.
Yeah.
And you can even program it as well. So it talks to you, it says your name.
Yeah.
As well. So it's very, very clever.
So these are some of the pictures.
Yeah.
Of it. As far as I'm waiting, doesn't it replace the battery box? But
it does, yeah.
I've not built the Knight Rider, so I wouldn't have.
Yeah, basically where the battery box is underneath, you just unscrew it and then sort of slot that back in.
Yeah.
And there's no sort of differential between it, if you know what I mean. There's no. It's effectively like a plug and play, but you can update it on the PC with your own stuff, basically.
Yeah. So that is also from Model Modz. Looking fantastic. So yeah, I saw that pop up and I just thought I'd bring it up as well tonight.
Yeah.
I need to put that link in the chat if anybody is interested in that as well. There we go. Right, that's in the chat. That's it from me tonight, actually, to tell you the truth. There's been no updates on any of the Partwork websites.
The only bit of information I will say is we're coming up to Comic-Con season at the minute, and we've got New York Comic-Con coming up. If you're interested in Partworks, all I'm saying is keep an eye on it, because there's going to be things there. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, obviously there's always loads of coverage on YouTube as well as Facebook. And normally a lot of the big YouTubers are there and that. So just keep an eye out because there's things happening. If you like Partworks, it's good to keep an eye out for the Comic-Con stuff. So I just thought I'd tell people that just to make sure a bit of interest that way. But yeah, there's a lot of surprise on the horizon.
So, and then another thing as well is, which has been a little bit, I don't know, I messaged you earlier in the week, didn't I, about we've not been able to download any of the digital instructions for the Optimus Prime for the latest package.
Yeah, even the pictures aren't even on there. I don't really understand why that is. Maybe it's just a hiccup on their end. I don't know, because obviously we've had the delivery.
Yeah.
And so we've already seen the parts and that. But yeah, it's not on there. I don't know why.
How did you find your Yodel delivery?
Fine, it came fine. It was Robocop was the only one that I got as a Yodel. This one here.
Right.
Everything else, that's the first one I've had. Everything I've had since or before that was through Royal Mail. So Optimus Prime was through Royal Mail. And everything else, but that was my first Yodel one. The one thing I will say is I couldn't find the tracking number on my portal.
Right.
I don't know where it was on there. It came fine. I mean, I had no problems with it. It was. I
had an email from Yodel saying they got the package, and then I tracked it from there.
Yes, I did get an email saying that there was a Yodel parcel out. But the thing was, I got the email, and then about 2 minutes afterwards, I got a delivery notification as well. So it'd already been delivered by the time I got it. But yeah, I did get that. So maybe that's when you get the tracking number. I'm not too sure, but I always thought it was going to be on the portal, but I didn't see it on there.
I got mine. I got all mine in one day. Basically, I got 4 packages in one day.
Right.
Early feedback I can say on the Yodel delivery, yes, it was nice and quick from it saying dispatched on the fan home portal to it arriving, but the only problem is some of the boxes were damaged, so they've been kicked around a bit. I never ever had any problems like that with Royal Mail. All the packages, the boxes came nice and everything. With Yodel, some of them look like they've been dropped or kicked or whatever. Now, I can understand that can happen, but if you're talking electrical components or fragile pieces in the future, that's not going to be great. And I understand, but it's just how can one company, Royal Mail, they, yes, we waited a little bit longer for things, but the boxes came, okay, to them coming faster, but are we going to pay a price for them coming faster and broken bits inside?
Like I said, there was no problem with mine. I mean, there's the box there. It's not crushed or anything like that. So it was. I think it just depends on. It's the same with Royal Mail, because I'm sure some people had boxes crumpled with Royal Mail as well. It just depends, I think.
Well, I had 4 boxes, and 3 out of 4 of them were damaged.
Right.
So, yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, Fan Home, if they're going to use them, need to say these need to be handled a bit more carefully and not have smashed boxes delivered to people. So it doesn't look good on Fan Home or D'Agostini either. That was the other thing as well. We found out off Fan Home that they were changing to Yodel delivery. I never got anything off D'Agostini saying they were switching to Yodel.
Right.
So, Fan Home let us know, but D'Agostini, I mean, I've done with D'Agostini now. The campervan was the last subscription I had with them, so I won't be getting anything more from them in the near future. But what I'm saying is, we were notified of Fan Home that they were switching delivery company. We were not notified of D'Agostini that they were switching delivery company. Yeah,
there was no notification from D'Agostini.
No.
I don't really know what to say with that. They should have done. I mean, Fan Home, like I said, they are pretty good in telling you what's going on. And normally, anything with Fan Home, you can always count D'Agostini as well, because they're the same company. So
yeah, but I was just a little bit annoyed that it would have been nice to have an email, because we know they treat themselves as 2 different sections, even though they are the same one. But it would have been nice to have an email off D'Agostini saying, we're switching to Yodel also. As well as just getting one off Fan Home.
Yeah. They've done it as well because it's the tracking is better on Yodel than Royal Mail. It was mentioned in the messages. It's better. They can track it better. We can track it better. So hopefully, it's sort of teething trouble. Maybe it'll be better.
I can understand that. It's just we always ask for notification if something's going to happen. D'Agostini have never really done that, but this time I think they missed the boat a little bit in informing the customers.
In everyone know,
yeah. Because I was like, when it came, I was like, right, okay, 4 boxes. I've only should really get 2, and then I found my camper van in one of them. Like, okay, that just proves that I've switched it, but just not notified me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my gripe for the week.
I'm going to be building this. So there's a bit of a story behind my Millennium Falcon build that I got, which is here. So I'm going to be building this tomorrow, painting it up and everything, and then the videos I'm going to do over 2 videos. But I actually bought this from Hobbycraft for £4.
Okay.
Because the box is damaged, so obviously the seals are still on there, and I've opened it up and it's perfectly fine. I thought I couldn't leave it on the shelf for £4. Even if it was broken, I could do something with it. But no, it's all fine in there. So I'm going to be building that. I'm also going to be building in the coming weeks a working miniature arcade.
Okay.
So all will be explained on the videos when you see it. But yeah, it's basically a working arcade that you can actually play, but just miniaturized.
Okay. Did I see that on Facebook or something? You should put a post up on that one.
Yeah, I'll put a post on about the Star Wars and that as well in the coming weeks. I've ordered all the bits for it. It's got to come. But I thought it might be a nice little project for me to do, to sort of build. So.
Excellent.
But yeah, apart from that, there's nothing really else. It's that quiet week. There's where nothing's sort of happened or come out.
Yeah.
So
Okay, right. I'll go through some chat then.
Yeah.
So, first thing tonight, I've got D. Harris who says, well, a good evening, Mark and Kev and chat. So, evening, D.
Hi, D.
Next, we've got Horlicks who says, evening all. Hi, Horlicks.
Hi, Horlicks.
We've got Ian Campbell in saying greetings. Hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
And then Spider Sprew's in saying hello, host. So, hi, Spider Sprew.
Hi, Spider Spray.
And then he says, aha, found you. Hello, hosts on this channel.
Hello.
Ian then says hi, host. So, hi, Ian. We've got Scott Duggan in saying, evening all. Hope you're having a good weekend, even though the weather's been bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been, yeah, I don't know what's the matter with the weather at the minute.
It's been on and off for you. 1 minute.
Yeah, it's been on and off all day today here. We've even had thunder and lightning today. But yesterday, it was an absolute washout yesterday.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Supposed to be summer.
You wouldn't believe it. We're at the start of July, and it's like this is the weather we've got.
Yeah. We've got Marvel Phoenix Todd in saying hello and good evening. Hi Todd, welcome.
Hi Todd, how's it going?
We've got Scott Allen in says good evening, Mark, Kev, and also hi Scott, welcome.
Hi Scott.
We've got Kevin and Mary saying evening, Kevin, Mark, and everyone. Hi Kevin and Mary.
Hi Kevin and Mary.
JP says 10 videos, shocked face. It can be done.
Yeah.
Might be absolutely got headache by the 10th video, but it can be done. Yeah. I think the final one was the Optimus Prime, and I think I said, right, that's issue 148 done of the Optimus Prime. I'm like, no, it's issue 48 of the Optimus Prime, not 148. At that point, I went, I've done enough videos for the day.
Did you do the was that your next pack, Mark, that you did?
No, I'm finishing off the previous pack. So
oh, right, okay.
D. Harris says, thanks, Kev. Haven't watched the Formula 1 yet, LOL.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler.
And then Ian's channel hopping saying, evening all. Evening again, Ian. We've got Steve Edmonds in saying, hello all. Hi, Steve. Welcome.
Steve.
And then Ian's World of Models says, evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. So, evening, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
We've got Burgess in saying, evening, gang. Evening, Burgess. Welcome.
Hi, Burgess.
And then we've got Kenneth in saying, Kevin and Mark is incredible, wise, and my favourite YouTube people. I got done with my IXO collection Subaru build. Now I'm waiting for my Porsche Lotus 72D full model kit to come in on Tuesday. Wow.
Oh, nice one.
Wow.
Subaru's nice.
Yeah. That's me with the Facebook group. And then that's me again with the camper power mod. And then we've got Mad Dad Hobbies in saying, well, good evening all. So evening, Mad Dad.
Mad Dad.
Welcome. There's again me with the Nissan Skyline blueprint, and there's me again with the Knight Rider kit model from Model Modz. Todd says, what stages of the Optimus Prime that we can't download yet?
It's the latest pack. It's is it issue 52 to 56? Hang on.
Something like that. I'm just checking.
Yeah, no, it is 52 to 56.
Right. So yeah. Normally, and this is normally, is as soon as you've dispatched it and it comes up that it's been dispatched, the digital downloads are there to download. That's what normally happens.
Yeah. I noticed that there isn't even pictures. Normally they have the little preview picture, and it's not even on there neither. So I don't know what's happened there.
No, so I normally download them as soon as I get that, and then get them ready for when the parts come. But there's been nothing at all. I mean, yeah, we still get the magazines, but it's just strange that we haven't been able to access the digital downloads for them. Yeah,
because you like putting the instructions up as well, don't you? It's easier for you to follow. Yeah. And for other people as well, sometimes I like looking before I get the magazines what we're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not on there. I don't know. I don't really know why. I'll raise it again tomorrow and see what happens.
Right. And then we've got Paul Jedi Jordan saying, "Evening, Kev and Mark, and all in chat." So, evening, Paul. Welcome.
Hi, Paul.
We've got Steve Edmonds says, "I find that my parcels are automatically added to the Yodel app."
Oh, right. Okay. I've got the app, so that's good.
I haven't got the app.
Yeah, I'll have the app. Yeah, because the amount of deliveries we get here, it's easier to have all the apps for all of the companies.
Yeah. Mad Dad Hobby says Yodel. Time will tell. Yeah. Just see if they lose anything.
Yeah.
Burgess says, "I get headaches after 0 videos, so prop to you." Well, I think my record was 6 in one day.
Yeah, I think I've done 5 in one day. I couldn't do any more than that.
Yeah. Todd's saying, yeah, even behind the scenes on the fan home site, stages 52 plus PDFs are not there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why they're not there at all.
Maybe it's just a miss site on their end. I'm not too sure.
Strange.
It's happened, but it's happened before. It's not a something that has not happened before, because that's happened before. Where we haven't had the instructions. What was it? The Batmobile 66 that happened with?
Yeah, I'm sure it was a 66 Batmobile.
They
had problems with them.
Yeah,
but they sorted that one out pretty fast. This one's been about a week now and they haven't sorted it.
Yeah. Like I said, it's normally probably just a sort of a mishap or something. Someone's not pushed. I know what it's like in the sort of companies and stuff. There's someone's forgotten to push a button because they've been busy doing other things and something's cropped up and it's just passed by them because they've got so many builds out and having to update the sites and everything else. I can understand. So it's probably just a sort of just missed.
Stuart Gibson says, "Haven't even bothered building issues 31 to 34 of RoboCop because the progress is so slow. Saving them up for a bit can't be left. That's all that's in 35 to 38. So yeah,
that's the 31 to 34. I mean, in two of the packs you get like those little bits just here. They're like little bits just put on. There's nothing there, but we are doing this right leg for the next 3 packs. I do believe we're still building it in like issue 47. So because it has the holster in, because the right leg is to where the holster is. There's a lot of internal sections to go on it, so it takes a longer time. So it takes a bit of a while to build that one up.
Yeah, it's a shame there's not more in the packs to build. Well, not
I'm surprised. Like we were talking about before, where everywhere else was getting like 6 or 5 packs. RoboCop has stayed the same with 4. So it sort of is what it is. So
it's a problem with figures. There's not much to do in them sometimes, and
it's nice knowing that when we get to issue 50, we'll have both legs and the sort of crutch section. I would say the bit that connects, and both legs will be on the sort of crutch section. So that'll be issue 50. So that'll be good because we're starting to build up then. So just got to get there yet. A bit far away still.
Todd says, "Let me scan their CDN." Stuart Gibbons just corrected himself. We've got Daz Faulkner in saying, "How do everyone?" Hi Daz, welcome.
Hi Daz.
Todd says, "Nope, those stages are not uploaded yet."
No, they've completely forgotten. I think they've something must have happened.
he's actually put at the bottom. We've had to remind them before. I've got
Yeah, we've had to remind them before, like I said, with the 66 and stuff like that. So it's not something new. They've just forgotten.
I've got a funny feeling they might be getting a phone call from Todd tomorrow.
I'm gonna be speaking to him in the morning, so
yeah,
I'll mention it.
I mean, going back to not much to do in the issues. Look at the tumbler. Wow.
Yeah. Well, look at the Optimus Prime. I mean, we're actually getting quite, even though we get like only 5 packs. We actually, I mean, there he is there. And then I thought, oh, we've finished. Basically, by the way, the front of this is finished. It's now all the work on the back. But I believe we finished this by the next issue, by the next pack.
Well,
so the whole torso is finished by the next pack.
It's been a lot of work on one torso, but there's a lot of detail there.
Yeah, the amount of detail on that is amazing. Like you were saying, there's so much detail on that one section. It's crazy, but it looks really, really good.
And I like the way they've hidden the battery box.
Oh yeah, in the fuel tank. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think the other fuel tank, I think that's where the speakers go in.
Right.
Because I can't see where else it would go, because that's the only thing we haven't got.
No, that's true.
So, and we got up to issue on the Optimus Prime, issue 56. Issue 57 is the remote. So we get the remote, and then we finish it off the next pack, because I think we get I think the next 5 packs are the torso, the head goes on, everything. And then we start from the following pack, we start an arm, because we start building the hands up.
That's going to be interesting.
So it looks like we're going to have 1 leg, torso, 1 arm, and then it'll be interesting to see where they go after that. Another arm, another leg, I don't know.
Probably another leg.
Yeah, like we were saying before, I'm surprised they haven't done the other leg as well. So we've got both legs, then the torso, then the arms.
Just the way to do it.
Yeah.
Steve Edmonds says, one of the early packs of the U96, the instructions didn't go up, but you could find them in German.
Yeah, and I also know with Agora as well, it's happened where people have received the pack, but the instructions haven't been uploaded yet.
I've received, I think, Campervan, I received an issue and the instructions were in German.
Yeah. Didn't a load of people get the German Enterprise book? Didn't everyone get, like, weren't there I think a lot of people did get, I think it was like issue 3 or something, where everyone got the magazine in German.
Yeah, I think I was one of them people. The magazine was German, and was like, what?
Loads of people did. It was like a mistake in their warehouse.
Yeah. And I think I was one of them people. I'm like, no. I don't know how to speak German. So, yeah. But I do remember I got a Campervan in German, and I believe some people actually got, in the early stages, a Knight Rider that was in German.
It happens, especially if you're like in the same warehouse with all the different languages. I would imagine it can get a bit confusing. I can, they're all human. It's not, it's not a machine. But then and even if it is a machine, they can make mistakes as well. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect.
Yeah. Steve Edmonds says, talking about not much to do in a pack, how are they going to stretch the International Space Station out to 100 stages? Yeah,
we've mentioned this was it last week we talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah, there's not much to it.
No, there's a lot. It's more of I would say a model kit. There's a lot of spur bits and stuff. But I think we were saying the solar panels on it. I mean, you'd be making them for a long time. They could take up quite a lot of issues because there's a lot of there's 6 main sails, and then you've got sails off the sides as well. The solar panels on the sides, and they're doubled as well. So you could that could stretch out to a lot of issues, I think, depending on how many you put in.
I still think they could have made some of them solar panels work and have some electrics working off them, but
yeah, it's more of a statue model. It doesn't have any like electrics or anything. I don't even think it lights up, does it? It doesn't do anything.
No electrics at all in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian's World of Models says it's all very well not get much the weight of parts if you're doing multiple builds, but must me soul destroy for those only doing the one build. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have mentioned this with the tumbler when we were getting the wires, very early on, and I was saying we're getting one wire, but I think the most disheartening thing is that when you get that one wire, it's cost you $10.99.
Yeah,
and you think you can understand. I mean, I perfectly said this. You can perfectly understand why some people say it's not worth the money.
No,
because you're paying $10.99 for a little wire. I mean, overall, the build is very good, and I do believe they're worth the money that we pay and the time and energy we put in. But I understand how frustrating it can be to receive things like that where you've paid a lot of money.
It's a bit of catch-22 with them because in some issues you'll only you'll pay $10.99 and get a label to put on a cable and code. Really, is that worth waiting a week for, or is that worth the money? But then you'll get one issue and then it'll kind of make up for it in a way where there's a lot in there and quite a bit, you'll think,
I mean, they all build up at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, they can all build up at the end of the day, but I can't argue with anyone over that fact, if you know what I mean. If they say, I didn't think it was worth the money, I don't like it because there's not enough to build. I get that. You can't turn around and say, well, I don't really get that, because I totally get it. But yeah, I can see why it's disheartening, like Ian's saying. You've paid $10.99 per issue, and it's taken you more than 5 minutes to do 6 issues. It's hard for someone to turn around and say it's value for money, because
back before I did YouTube and I did the Millennium Falcon, when we just get one piece of frame and a couple of screws, that really used to frustrate me. The
plastic jig. Don't forget the plastic jig that comes with it.
Useless. But back then, before I did YouTube, I would save up maybe 6 months of a build.
I just remember when we got those plastic jigs and we were like, oh, yes, we've got one. And then they gave us another one. And we had 2 sides. Remember, we were building it like... anyone who's doing the Millennium Falcon, make sure you've got a big desk or somewhere big to store it on, because you're going to be working on both parts before you sandwich them together.
Yeah.
So it does take up a little bit of room.
I never liked the way they sandwiched them together either. I thought, okay, the around the sides was sort of screwed in, but the panels were just glued to the frames. They weren't properly secured on.
Yeah, the inner panels between the 2 sections, they're just glued in. You screw it in with the frame, and then you go around putting in the plastic parts around the sides.
Yeah, I never liked that because I thought they could break off quite easily with it being plastic stuck to metal.
Yeah, but it worked out fine in the end, didn't it? It worked out quite well, actually. Yeah.
So
sometimes I have to say this. There is, I mean, we all look at these builds and go, why have they done it this way? Why have they done it that way? Why have we got this bit? And then sometimes you kind of get to those bits and you kind of go, okay, so there is method in the madness. There is a reason why we've done it this way. Yeah.
Spider Spruce says, shame that the Optimus front doesn't open to reveal a matrix chamber.
Well, he didn't really do that until this the Optimus Prime we're building is based on the first live action movie one.
He did.
And he didn't open up his chest like this until Dark of the Moon, which is the third one with Sentinel Prime.
He did in the movie. He actually.
Where about?
He said about the cube. He opened up his chest and said, "If not, put it into my Matrix."
Yeah, that was before the Matrix. He got the Matrix because he got the Matrix in the second movie. That's what revived him when he died.
Yeah, but he actually did up in the first movie.
Yeah, he did. He sort of pulls his chest apart, doesn't he? He pulls his chest apart.
Because he said that the cube was raw power.
Yeah, and he said, we're going to put it with my spark, weren't it, at the front. Yeah. I'm trying to actually see on the model, because I've got it here, trying to see how he opened it. I think he grabs the two front engine parts and just sort of tears it open. Yeah.
It was in the first movie.
Yeah, it was, yeah. For the Matrix, I was thinking, the Matrix of leadership, it doesn't expose, he doesn't get it out until the third movie, because he shows Sentinel Prime, he sort of gets out and hovers out to him to offer it him, and he says, no, I can't take it. But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Stuart Gibson says it's gutting. Oh yeah, gutting when you wait a month for little progress. I would pay more for more parts per pack and finish the build in maybe 70 issues. Yeah,
that prices people out, and we've talked about that on the show previously. It's a fine balance between giving us more issues but keeping it affordable.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Holic says, yes, I got the German VW, same issues as Mark II. I didn't know until he told me, and I checked. LOL. Well, it's not something you check, is it?
No. Well, no.
Yeah. Scott Duggan says the gauntlet has definitely been stretched. LOL.
Yes. Yeah.
There's
a lot of builds that fall into that sort of criteria where you just don't get a lot.
I thought the gauntlet was a little bit. If you saw the first sort of 10 issues, you got the majority of the stones in them 10 issues. Yeah,
well, the stones are sort of self-contained, because you can take them on and off and light them up.
I thought it would have been nicer to maybe stretch out the stones. Then getting quite a few of them really early on, and then it probably wouldn't have disappointed some people a bit further down the line.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it now, and there's a lot of panels on it. So
the one thing you'd want to wait for, I mean, I'm not doing it, but I think the one thing that you would be waiting for most of all is the stones. So if they'd have broke it up a little bit more, then I think wouldn't have been felt as being stretched out as much.
Yeah.
But still looks huge though.
Oh yeah, it's still a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider says R2D2, some got the German motherboard and the Germans got the English one. As I live in Germany, I was hoping I'd get the English one. Alas, I didn't. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. They sorted that problem out, and they were sending them all new boards and stuff. Yeah,
I heard about that. The projectors were in German, weren't they? Of the Luke.
Yeah, I remember when France was building RoboCop.
Yeah,
and everyone thought it would be in French, and it wasn't. It was in English.
The English didn't kick off, but the French did, because it wasn't in French.
Yes, yeah. They weren't happy. Some people were happy about it. Some people weren't happy about it at all, because it wasn't in French. It was in English. So yeah.
When you were building your one from France, we were all saying, "Are you not going to be bothered that the circuit board might be in French?"
And no one knew at the time. There was a lot of talk online about it being in English or French. And then it came in English, and then we've later found out it was down to licensing in why they couldn't get it the French side, because it's obviously in other countries it's dubbed.
Yeah,
so it's not Peter Weller talking in French, it's dubbed by someone else. So when they do these boards, they get the licensing from RoboCop, obviously, and it gives them that. But if they have to have the French, they have to get the person who dubbed it as well, which they couldn't do. So that's why they got it in English.
Yeah.
And it's easier to do as well. You got to think, swapping those two boards over, they could have problems. It means us we could be getting the French version of it instead of the English, like we've always just been talking about. There could be a mix-up, so it's easier, I think, to do it all in English. Then there's no sort of mix-up.
Scott Duggan says, "I'm up to 70 and still need 2 stones. The build is massive."
What stones you're after? Because is it the 2 big ones, the green Mind Gem, and the yellow one?
I'm not too sure which ones are remaining now, but yeah. So
yeah, I haven't seen a lot of people building that. I know Wayne is, but I haven't seen any videos for us some time.
I know there's a few people on YouTube that I've seen building it. So.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, I've seen the French guy building it.
Steve Edmond says, "What do you think about the diorama pieces for the Apache, for the Agora Apache? Will they be spread out throughout the building, or will they come at the end?" I would probably think they'll be spread out throughout the build.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of any others that we have.
I'm trying to think if they're going to do it a bit like the Spitfire and sort of do the build and then, like, say 100, and then after that they'll do the diorama pieces like they did with the Spitfire, which is like they done all the ground crew afterwards, didn't they, and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if they're going to do that. They build the whole build, and you can just have the helicopter and the base, and then if you want, you can have the extra bits of the ground, the ladder, the stairs, and all that sort of stuff.
Harsha kind of shot themselves in the foot by doing that. I think what they should have done.
A lot of people cancelled it.
I think what they should have done is offered the ground crew as an extension, and done it that way. So you built up to issue 100. If you wanted to do the ground crew, that was an extension, but you could then say, "No, I don't want to do the ground crew. That's it." But they didn't do it that way. So what people were doing was they were getting to issue 100 and then cancelling their subscriptions and then not carrying on with the ground crew.
Yeah, it's the same with the battle damage for Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think it'll be the same. Obviously, now the Spitfires come out in France, they'll probably follow the same thing.
Yeah.
I think they should have really said it right. The ground crew is an extension. If you want to carry on, if you want to get the ground crew, or if you don't, then you can opt to stop it there instead of cancelling the subscription.
Yeah, it's the same with Iron Man, because when it first came out in France, it was 100 issues. Then they did the battle damage. The battle damage was an extension from the main build. So.
But if it's anything like the Doll's House and the Doll's House accessories, they came as the build was going.
Yes.
All 120 issues of accessories as the build was going, where you needed a small room to store them all. Yeah. I think they will definitely be coming throughout the build. I don't think they'll come at the end, because I think a lot of people will cancel their subscription.
Yeah, it's like I say, and I think they might come. We don't actually know for certain, but no. I would expect that they'll come throughout the build. You'll get extra bits.
Yeah,
I mean, what are they? Loads of different missiles and clip-on bits, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So, and I think we're building them. So I think we'll get maybe a few to do in each pack. Obviously the 12 packs. So. But nobody knows because we haven't seen it yet. Waiting for September to come.
It can't come quick enough. Don't wish it away.
No, I'm not wishing it away. Because if I'm wishing it away, then I'm going to wish away summer, and I'm not going to do that because I don't like winter. So, you know. But when September comes, we'll find out when the first packs are released. But I think you'll do them throughout the build, not at the end. Spitfire, they did shoot themselves in the foot by that one by they could have spread out the diorama pieces all the way through the build.
Yeah.
So, other than the diorama pieces were okay. The figurines don't go there.
Yeah, they were painted bad.
Or, you know what? Literally, house we were in before, we had like an arch over his front doorstep. I was literally one year going to get them and stick them out on that arch, looking down at people on Halloween, saying, "Yeah, look at the eyes on them. They're watching you." Yeah. Instead, I just got the Terminator and put that by the front window and lit that.
Fair enough.
Kids didn't get it, but the adults did. So,
Nice.
Ian's World of Models says Kit has the ability to change the language, so shouldn't have been that hard to do. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
That's a point, Kevin. You're going to put the alien out this Halloween?
I don't know. I could do, couldn't I? Weather depending, I would say, because
you could.
The last couple of Halloweens have been not so good weather-wise.
You could put the Terminator and the alien out, and then as they walk past, the alien turns its head, and you'd be like, "Yeah."
Well, I've got a projector that I use. So years ago, I bought a projector from a company. It cost like £100, and you can project it, and it looks like there's people at the windows and stuff.
Mm.
So I do that every year. Maybe I should take a little video of the house done up for Halloween, because I'll do a little bit up for Halloween. So
we don't do much for Halloween. I put the Terminator out by the front window. That was as much as we do. But what was it last year? We had about 60 odd children in the house that we lived in.
Oh wow!
Coming to the house. It was a massive estate, and yeah, we didn't mind. It's Halloween, we didn't mind it all like that, but we went through a heck of a lot of sweets. I don't know what it's going to be like here, but yeah, we had about 60 odd children, and it was manic. You see in America, don't you? All walking the streets in the middle of the road and everything, and it's totally mad. That was what our street was like. It was. You just couldn't write it. You really couldn't. You'd have loved it because you love Halloween.
Yeah.
But you were literally closing the door just so another kid behind could knock on the door, say the words, and open the door again. They were queuing. It was that. Yeah. So Spanish Brew says waiting for the Space Stone blue and the Soul Stone orange of the gauntlet.
Oh right, okay.
Ian says, put the alien out. I'm putting Julie out. Oh, did I type that out loud? LOL. Oops. Oh, dim. You know what? I am going to disconnect that night, though. I'm going to disconnect the Ring doorbell.
Oh, yeah.
The worst thing about it is the dog knows now the Ring doorbell when the
that's why because the dog barks when the door knocks, obviously. So we got a Ring doorbell so she didn't bark. But now she's realised what the chiming is and she just barks. And it's like, we've worked that one out.
The thing about it annoys me is the people that come to your house, you ring the Ring doorbell and still knock on the door.
I've said this to Kirsty, our postman does that. A lot of the delivery drivers do, actually. They'll ring it and knock as well and then run off.
Yeah.
Where you going, mate? I've not even come to the door yet. Where you going?
Howard says, is the Falcon car actually going to be released in the UK also, or just the USA? We've heard conflicting reports.
No, both.
Right.
Both of the sites are up. So the UK and the USA ones are up.
Right.
So I think if you type in Hachette, Falcon or Interceptor, it'll bring up, obviously, if you're in the UK, it'll bring up the UK one.
Yeah.
And if you're in the US, it'll bring up the US one. But yes, it is coming out in both the UK and the USA.
Okay. Ian says, we get so many deliveries, I only have to stand up and the dog starts. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've thought about putting you can buy them and like secure them to your wall or to the ground. You can actually get an external parcel box. So they just have to post it through there. That looks so much easier.
They'd still ring the doorbell though.
Oh no. I know. It would make life so much easier.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, I'm caught up with chat.
Oh, lovely.
The hour. We've got 3 minutes till the hour. So yeah, it's been.
We've done all right. Yeah. So like I said, what I've got coming up, I've got RoboCop coming up Monday. That's the whole pack because there just isn't enough in that pack to do it over enough videos. I mean, like I said, 2 of the issues were just 2 parts that you just put onto the leg. It's nothing. So that's tomorrow. Tuesday, we're going to be painting the Millennium Falcon. Wednesday's obviously a Tumblr build. Thursday will be the video of me actually building the Falcon. Because I'm going to paint it, then build it. And then Friday will be something. Something will turn up.
Right.
Always does.
For me, it's normal schedule apart from there's no more camper van. This light above me keeps dimming for some reason. There's no more camper van now, guys, because that has actually finished. The last issue went out at 5 o'clock tonight. So it's a regular schedule through the week, even though come new room, there's a new build coming. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Ian says, nice one, guys. Thanks for the updates. No problem, Ian.
Cheers, Ian.
Ian's World of Model says, I've got a parcel drop box and they still leave them on the doorstep and take a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then D says, well, before stream ends, good night both and all in chat. So night D.
Cheers, D.
So
night.
Yeah, that's us done for another week. I'm just bringing up the brand. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for all your comments and stuff. We'll be back same time, same place next week, as always.
Yep.
And it just leaves me to say I've been Mark.
And I've been Kev.
And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Bye.
Evening, guys. See you later.